Alright guys, so in today's video, I'm gonna be sharing my thoughts on my whole entire Dragon Ball Mortals series. Yes, this includes Dragon Ball Mortals Prime, even though it's not out yet, but I'll still review it because a lot of you guys like to sneak peeks so far, and including Dragon Ball Mortals 4. I'm gonna be using YouTube videos from my channel for the previous Dragon Ball Mortals games because most of them are not playable anymore. So yeah, that's one thing. And before we dive more into this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and you know, don't miss any new content. And YouTube sometimes glitches the subscriber thing, but if you recall subscribing to my YouTube channel, please check to make sure you still are. Sorry, I'm stuttering a bit. It's just, you know, I always make videos without planning. It's just that. But if you guys think you're subscribed, please check to make sure you still are, and enjoy this video. Dragon Ball Mortals 1 Age to Legacy, aka Dragon Ball Mortals 1, which I think I did say that. But yeah, I mean, the game was very cool at first when I developed it, until I decided I just got all the forms done so early. So I just thought, why not? I should add any more forms. You know, like, you know, add a lot of more forms and stuff. And yeah, it was pretty cool at first, but except one thing, the GUIs. They were super messy. They were unadjusted. It was very terrible. I did not know how to adjust GUIs back in the day. And I still think this game was cool. Well, it's not playable anymore. This is just a footage of my live stream back in the day. But yeah, the Dragon Ball Mortals game was made like after. Actually, yeah, I made this game like sometime after Dragon Ball UB, aka Dragon Ball Ultimate Battle. But yeah, it's one of the first Dragon Ball Mortals games, and I still like it up to this day. But one of the questions remain is that, will this game ever come back? No, I highly doubt that. But it might come back in an archive mode I'm planning. But I don't know if I'm actually going to do it. But for now, I don't think Dragon Ball Mortals 1 is going to be playable ever. But yeah, it's a pretty cool game. I actually did enjoy working on this, but the GUIs and everything and the codes, they were always messed up. So yeah, let's move on to the next project. Dragon Ball Mortals 2 Blazing Resolve. This game took place actually, yes, this Dragon Ball Mortals 2 took place right after Dragon Ball Mortals 1. Yeah, and so yeah, Dragon Ball Mortals 1 was pretty much finished, so I decided to work on Dragon Ball Mortals 2, and the game developed, like, it was actually fun to develop. I just got the map off of Toolbox because I was bad at map designing back in the day. But when I kept updating this game, for some reason, Dragon Ball Mortals 2 incredibly blew up. It just blew up for no reason. I just got lucky. The project got lucky. Like, it just blew up. I was getting a lot of Robux and everything. I was getting a lot of group members in Dragon Ball Mortals 2. Until one day, like, I kind of stopped updating the game because I needed a break from updating Dragon Ball Mortals 2, and the game eventually died out. But when I updated and added more characters in a new map, I got the same fraction of players back. But like when I stopped right there, then when I was making a pre-beta update, yeah, my game pretty much died. Like, Dragon Ball Mortals 2 did in fact die. And this project was nothing but scrap metal anyway. So yeah, let's move on to the next project. Dragon Ball Mortals Remastered, aka Dragon Ball Mortals 1 Remastered. Nothing different, the idle animation for this version is changed and everything like that. You see right here. And in the game, instead of starting off base form, you set as full Super Saiyan, and you use like Super Saiyan and such. But it's not just that, but the other GUIs and stuff right here, they are mobile supported. But once again, they are nothing but a mess. Like, I was so bad at organizing these GUIs back in the day. I did not know how organizing GUI worked back in the day. I didn't know game development quite well back in the day, but just the GUI thing, that's the only problem I always struggle with. I'm bad at adjusting that. And this project took place during the development of Dragon Ball Mortals 2. Like, this is just a prequel of Dragon Ball Mortals. Like, it was just before Dragon Ball Mortals 2. I did plan this, but I had to delay it for some reason. But yes, this took place like during the development of Dragon Ball Mortals 2. So let's move on to the next project. Dragon Ball Mortals 3 Extraordinary Power. This project took place sometime after Dragon Ball Mortals 2. Like, I was developing this game during Dragon Ball Mortals 2 as well, like before the end of it. And once again, like, these projects I made are just released on December mostly, which is weird, but that's cool, I guess. So, Dragon Ball Mortals 3, just nothing new. It's pretty much a copy-paste of the Dragon Ball Mortals 2 and Dragon Ball Mortals 1 stuff and Dragon Ball Ultimate Battle thing. Yeah, basically, as you can see right here, it's the main menu, the character selection stuff. Yeah, I don't know about that. But anyways, was this project good? No, I don't think it was. Like, Dragon Ball Mortals 2 was extremely popular, but on Dragon Ball Mortals 3, Dragon Ball Mortals 3, like, struggled to surpass Dragon Ball Mortals 2. So, Dragon Ball Mortals 3 was nothing but a forgotten scrap metal project, and, yeah, it never surpassed Dragon Ball Mortals 2. This project was a waste of time. Why did I even bother developing it? Let's move on to the next project. Dragon Ball Mortals Ultra Instinct. One of my first spin-offs, but it was nothing but a failure once again. It's just a spin-off. It did increase players quite a bit, but not as much as it surpassed Dragon Ball Mortals 2 at all. Like, Dragon Ball Mortals Ultra Instinct takes place like when I canceled Dragon Ball Mortals 3, because that project was going absolutely nowhere. It was a disappointment. But yeah, Dragon Ball Mortals Ultra Instinct, basically it's not playable anymore because, well, reasons. Whatever. Anyways, let's move on to the next project. Dragon Ball Mortals Zero Saiyan's Pride, or something like that, aka Dragon Ball Mortals Zero. This game was fun to develop, but except there's one thing. The codes were messy and everything. This project took place like during the development of Dragon Ball Mortals Ultra Instinct, which I barely worked on Dragon Ball Mortals Ultra Instinct because the codes and everything in there were just messy. Like, it was just kind of hard to develop it. Although animating is not a problem, but yeah, as you can see in Dragon Ball Mortals Zero, I canceled it because the codes were like janky and everything. Like, it was just a huge mess. It was just messing around with my brain a bit, so that's why I just continued this project mostly. So let's move on to the next project. Dragon Ball Mortals 4 Prismatic Chronos. Boy, what can I say? Like, wow, this project was really fun to make. Well, I still work on it. So Dragon Ball Mortals 4 takes place right after most of the Dragon Ball Mortals series I made. So this is the 4th game of the series, but basically this game got so popular out of nowhere. Like, basically, like, I just did what I like to do on this project. Like, I worked on it for a while, then I decided to release it. I was getting a lot of players, but not as much as Dragon Ball Mortals 2. So I just thought, why not should update more and work on more forms and release them, you know, one by one instead of making people wait while working on finishing the whole moveset like I did to Base and Kaioken in Dragon Ball Mortals 4. But except, basically, when I kept updating all the way to like almost to Super Saiyan God, this game blew up out of nowhere again. Like, instead, I decided to not make the same mistake as I did for Dragon Ball Mortals 2. So I kept working on the project. I did not give up at all. I kept working on it no matter what, no matter how tired, no matter how exhausted I was, no matter how bored I was. I continued working on this project a lot. Like, I didn't want it to give up because this project just got super popular. But except one thing, I should have done better on the animations, to be dead honest. Even a lot of people could agree with me on this. Could have done a better job on the animations. The GUI is pretty messy, which is why in Dragon Ball Mortals Prime, which is a different game, it will have, you know, readjusted GUIs and everything, and the hitboxes are bad. Well, kind of. Most of them land. Sometimes if you lag, it doesn't fully land. But yeah, what can I say? Dragon Ball Mortals 4 was a grand success. It's one of my #1 most success projects of all of them. Every project I made always failed, except Dragon Ball Mortals 2. Dragon Ball Mortals 2 was probably #2 on the list, but Mortals 4 is #1 currently. Who knows? Maybe Dragon Ball Mortals Prime will be #1 once it comes out in 2025 as early access. Anyways, let's move on to the next project. Last but not least, Dragon Ball Mortals Prime: The Shining Horizon. So, this game is still in development, but a lot of people are already liking it, like Pufferfish, for example, and Sword Plus. Yeah, this game is still in development, but it's incomplete. Still, it's gonna come out as early access in 2025. Well, if I can in time, but it'll be like somewhere in 2025. It's not gonna be in January or anything. Just gotta wait. As you can see in this video right here, Kaioken will require 50 million Prime Power. But on Super Saiyan, it required like 150 million, considering that I researched up what Goku's power level was when he first went Super Saiyan. Apparently, what I got into research was that it was 150 million, so I'll make it that. Still working on the one-handed spirit bomb, the charge energy thing, and the main energy thing. They're all going well. Sneak peeks of those coming soon, but so far a lot of people are liking this. If I release this as early access, this might overtake Dragon Ball Mortals 4. If I'm not wrong about that, if I don't make any mistakes, which is I'm trying not to. So yeah. Anyways, that is it. That is all the Dragon Ball Mortals projects I wanted to rate on. I think all of them were pretty good, except most of them, like Dragon Ball Mortals 3 wasn't good. Dragon Ball Mortals 2, it was very peak, but yeah, I stopped working on it, and so it died. Then Dragon Ball Mortals 4, it was successful. Then Mortals Prime, just having fun working on this, and then it might become more popular than Mortals 4. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya.